Hello, everybody. Here we go again. We back with Sportstake. This is our 74th episode, and we're going to talk sports, but we're going to start talking about the Astros. There was a word that were they going to do pretty good this year? Were they going to make the playoffs? Now they're in first place. Jeff, they're a game and a half in front, aren't they?
They 2 games up right now with 40 games left to play. 2 games up.
Well, I saw one game that they played. I think they was playing the Rangers and they got beat. That was on TV. No, it wasn't the Rangers. It was somebody else. But they got beat. But, that was just the one game that I saw. But, Darryl, what you think about the Astros? What they going to do?
I have to start off with an apology. Last time I was on this show, you asked me that same question, and my response was the Astros suck. That's a direct quote. Yeah. And I have to apologize. The Astros, as a lot of you said, just needed to get healthy, needed to get some players back, and they got that. They got healthy. They got players back. They're on a run. The division, even though we're still not one of the stronger divisions, we're on course and on par with a lot of the other divisions. The numbers are right around the same. So, first of all, I'm watching the Astros again. As a matter of fact, it just came on, and I apologize for my last statement.
It sounds good, and you are very much forgiven for that, or no problem, no situation. That was your honest opinion at the time, but glad it's proved out wrong, and the Astros may do something. And even though they are in a weak division, if you win, you're still up there, and you can still compete. And you can still win the World Series. Phil, what you say about that?
Well, they are in a weak division. That doesn't change that fact. And for them to get into the playoffs, they have to win that division. There's no wild card coming out of that division, so that would say a lot. And I, too, thought at the time, which was a fact, they were not playing well. They did not look good. Of course, it was injuries, and of course they were playing bad. But they have been a second-half team for the last 3 or 4 years, and that's just what they do. I don't get it. I mean, it's like they wait till after the All-Star break or right before and right after to start getting their engine running. But I will say that they have pitching that they need to still get. They didn't do much at the trade deadline, and I've never rooted against them. I just give my eye test. They didn't look good. They didn't play good, and I didn't think that division is still not locked up. 2 games is nothing with 40 to go. So until they secure, until they make a run in the playoffs, I mean, it's just going to be tough. This is not one of the better divisions or their better teams. So that's why I feel like they should win it, because they do have still a root. And they're doing this without Altuve being the best player anymore. So that says a lot about the turnover that's about to happen in the organization. When that happens, you have to find a new leaders. And so far, that's been Alvarez. He's shown that he can do it.
He sure has. I just saw Alex Bregman is one of the best, having almost an MVP year for the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah, he hit 3 home runs the other night.
Yeah, hit 3 home runs, and he's doing a great job. And just the residue of the Astro players, how they have done since they left the Astros.
And so is Tucker.
It makes you think, hey, well, maybe we should have kept some of those guys that we had in the past.
Yeah, Tucker's doing well in L.A. too.
Yeah. I remember Beltran did well when he left the Astros, and so he's retired now. But I really don't know all the players. I'm trying to learn them. I know they got Pena, they got still Altuve, Yordan Alvarez. I don't know any of the pitchers or anything, but I'm going to try to figure it out. We're going to check them out, and hopefully this is the year we go back to the World Series and do something. So I'm looking forward to that. Anything else as far as baseball out there, guys?
I'm better.
No,
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just going to make a real small comment that I'm fascinated by the fact that we got an apology and then he used "we" in the sentence, like he joined the club. Like, really? You were called? Okay. Go ahead, Jeff. I just wanted to point that out. It's typical, though, that red and gold stuff. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Jeff.
Like I say, I never gave up on Astros. I said a month ago that I thought they was going to make the playoffs because they're in a weak division, and that helps. But with 40 games left, 2-game lead. They're in the midst of a 9-game homestand right now. So they really, really need to play well here during this 9-game homestand, because if they can play well and say 7-2 during this homestand, they can really stretch that lead out to say maybe 4.5 games by the time the end of this homestand. And by that time, you got 30 games left with maybe a 4 or 5-game lead. Now you created some space for yourself. So they really, really need to hit it during this homestand. This is their opportunity to try to pull away from the division. But I'm happy with what they're doing. They didn't give up. You know, a lot of people gave up on them, and I never gave up on them. And like I say, they are in a weak division, so we have to see how things play out. But I'm very happy for these last 40 games to see how things play out. And then I plan to go to attend to a few of these games, because it's going to be real hot going down the stretch.
Yeah,
So,
don't wear that shirt though.
I want to go next to the WNBA, because they are the closest to being finished with their season and also to the playoffs. So I want to go to the WNBA. Is the favorite the Minnesota Lynx? Are anybody able to beat them in what they have, a 4-game series in the playoffs? What you think about that, Gil? Did you watch the Minnesota Lynx?
Yeah, I have, and I have to give a lot of credit to the young lady Olivia with the Beast Rex. She looks like a 1979 librarian. However, her game is absolutely spectacular at the point guard position, and the young lady who shoots the rock for them just absolutely went crazy on the Dallas team.
McBride.
Yeah, that's her. Thank you, Philip.
Mm-hmm.
That child has a deadly jumper. So right now, with Olivia handling the rock up front and dishing dimes, like she still understands that we had phone booths back in our day. Oh my goodness. I just love her game, man. And again, she doesn't look like she could do anything, but yeah, she's the truth. So
she's the spectacle, they call her.
Sir?
The spectacle.
Yeah, she is. And I know the Las Vegas Aces are going to be there, but man, Olivia running the point. Right now she is.
I have to consider them the favorite too, because they got Nafisha Collier back, runner up in the MVP last year. They got her back, so at every position they're pretty tough. But you have some teams. Atlanta's pretty good. The Washington Mystics are pretty good. Dallas, they can get hot and give you some trouble too. And of course, you got the Indiana Fever. Jeff, what you say about the WNBA?
Don't rule out the Golden State Valkyries, man.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have.
Expansion team, 24-9. They sitting at 24-9. They're only 3 games behind Minnesota. They're a game up on the Las Vegas Aces. So you got to give that franchise a lot of credit in their second year. That's phenomenal what they're doing. But I think anyone can beat Minnesota. You just got to be on your game. But I think anybody can beat. I think the Aces could beat Minnesota. I think the Fever, if they hot, they could beat Minnesota. I think Atlanta, I think they could beat Minnesota. I think Liberty, they can beat Minnesota.
I don't think it's that easy, though. I don't think it's that easy that you could just say they can beat Minnesota. You got to be at the top of your game, in my opinion. You have to be at the top of your game.
As long as they're playing at the top of their game, going into the playoffs and throughout the playoffs, anybody can beat them as long as you have talent that's somewhat on the level of that team. And a lot of these teams, they're there. They're just in the process of putting the chemistry together. So anybody can beat them. I ain't going to say anybody, but there are many teams that can beat them. There's at least 3 or 4 teams that can beat them. That's all I'm saying.
So have you heard about the offer for $10 million for a high school team to play and beat the Las Vegas Aces? What you say about that, Daryl?
There's a discrepancy, a differential in men's and women's basketball. Basketball is basketball, but high school's not like '83 when you can have a short Hispanic point guard lead your team. These point guards These point guards in high school now, they're 6'5", 6'6", uh, in the gym all day. It's just a more physical game. I think if I had to put money on it, I'd put money on the boys' high school team against even Asia and all the rest of them. Just maybe I'm just still old school. Maybe I'm still a misogynist. I don't know, but I'm picking the boys. And I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm gonna be consistent. I watch the WNBA through clips, highlights. I still can't sit there and watch a game. The game just came on a minute ago, Dallas and Indiana. I started trying to watch it. They went to a commercial. I started watching a Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery movie from 1995. It just doesn't hold my attention. I'll get more into it into the playoffs, but it just hasn't grabbed me
Well,
yet.
let me interject very quickly.
Yes, sir.
Would you rather? Because right now the WNBA is playing basketball as we know it. Would you prefer to watch a bunch of grown men shooting 3-point jumpers? I mean, they're going to the hole. They're dropping down. Hey man, I haven't seen that. They're using the big people down low. This is basketball as we knew it.
I will concede that point that they play basketball. They play the game of basketball the way we grew up, the way we know it. True definition of centers, power forwards, point
Thank you.
guards. They're doing their roles. You're right. Everybody in the NBA is a specialist. Everybody they choose a 3-pointer over layup. I mean, it's just it's
Not even
yeah,
basketball.
yeah. So I can see that too. You got that one. So
I
the
know I
answer
do.
is still yes. I'd rather watch that.
I think the difference is here. The women play more of a pure form of basketball where they utilize more or less their fundamentals, whereas the men rely more on athletic ability. So with that athletic ability, them flying through the air for the high flying dunks, that gives us that sense of creativity, that sense of entertainment value. It increases the entertainment value. Whereas the women often they're underneath the basket and they throwing up a layup and they can't even make the layup. So it kind of takes away from the entertainment value, even though they play a more pure form of the game of basketball. It's just not as entertaining because you don't get to see the dunks. And that's part of the basketball. It's seeing those high flying dunks. That's what we live for. High flying dunks, alley-oop dunk, dunking in somebody's face. Well, you don't get to see that in the NBA, in the WNBA game. And that's really what's missing. So
But
I
it's
still say
coming.
lower the rim, lower the rim.
No, but it's coming. It's coming. They got some young ladies now that can actually jump up and dunk the basketball. So it's coming. If that's what we call basketball exciting, okay, I get it. But man, right now when I see Olivia play, I mean, I'm a old Hispanic point guard that wore the purple and white.
Don't forget short.
Kind of short, yeah. Thank you, Daryl. Kind of short. Actually, but that young lady, man, that young lady has game. I love to watch her.
I agree. She does. She has game. I agree with that.
Thank
But
you, Rick.
I still think Golden State, I still think the Aces, I still think if the fever is hot at playoff time and healthy, I think they can beat the Minnesota as well. I think Atlanta, I think Atlanta can be, I think of Liberty, if they playing well at that time, I think they can beat. I think there's about 4 teams that can beat Minnesota if they're hot at playoff time and they can stay hot throughout the playoffs. I think there's at least 4 teams that can beat Minnesota. There's no
watching.
monopoly. There's no monopoly in the WNBA. Anybody can be beaten.
That's good.
We'll see. We'll see. And I have a disagreement on the dunks is the biggest thing that makes that exciting. Basketball is more than just dunks, but that's your opinion, and that's okay. But I enjoy the basketball games that I see in the WNBA at the level that they play and how they play. I enjoy it. Phil, you have a comment about the WNBA for me?
Absolutely. Hold on a second. Clarissa, I'll get back with you. I just want to know that you're not going to be able to.
I also got one more point.
Okay, back to this.
Before we walk away, before we come away.
Go ahead, Phil.
Well, back to this call. You won't be able to fight Clarissa. She's in training for another fight. But anyway,
Okay.
I introduced you guys to Olivia Miles 2 years ago. And I'm going to reintroduce you to another player, Hannah Hidalgo, who was a teammate at Notre Dame when she transferred out. You'll be hearing about her the same way, along with Juju. You definitely gonna hear about Juju, but Hannah's gonna shock the world in a lot of ways too. And that's the kind of player that's gonna keep the WNBA getting fans there. They're gonna bring fans. The WNBA is on its way up. There's a young lady that I know at the courthouse who's very knowledgeable, called Chanel, and she says the WNBA is yet to come. I said, baby, it's already here. Whatever comes after this is gravy. Whatever comes after this is gravy. She said, oh, no, everybody's going to have 1 million viewers. No, it probably won't ever have everybody. But the main teams are going to be the main teams for a while because the talent influx is continuing to flow. And it's going to keep coming. Trust me, as long as they let them play basketball, the talent is going to keep coming. And so I just think the teams that are going to win this year are going to be the teams that are healthy. That's the main thing. Your best players got to be healthy and got to be playing at the top of their game. So Jeff's right about one thing. It is kind of wide open. But as far as fundamental basketball, I mean, I don't care if women don't dunk. I mean, they're not made to do everything men are made to do. They shouldn't. But they play a high-level game. They play an exciting game. I watch them all the time, and I critique a lot of the game based on the limited basketball knowledge that I do have. And I do respect the fact that they shoot at a very high percentage. And that's pretty incredible. And I mean, short game, mid-range game, inside game, they play it all. So we look forward to the playoffs, look forward to the league keep growing. And when they get a team here, I hope to go to a few games. I plan on it.
And thank you for
bringing
Thank you for bringing up Hannah Hidalgo, because she's a short Hispanic point guard. Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. With that being said, who you guys got? We got a 3-dog race for MVP now. At one point, Angel
Jeff, if I could touch base on one other subject before we go into that, if possible. There is a little discrepancy with the transgenders trying to get into the league. Roy White, Enes Kanter have filed for, they want to get into the league, and there's a lady in France, a transgender in France. So the league is going to have to deal with that. Are they going to have to make a stand or something? Something's going to have to happen in that context. Daryl, what you got to say about that?
Men on a professional level should play with men on a professional level. It's just as simple as that. I don't care what you felt like when you woke up this morning. No. If they allow that, that is a slippery slope. It's gonna start falling over into other sports, other arenas of the world. And it's just, again, I'm just going back on how I was raised and my morals and principles. And there should be no grown man playing in the WNBA. There should be no young boy, 18, 19, coming out of high school that's going to go play in the WNBA. It is not fair. It is not right. And there's a reason that there's a men's division and a women's division. And let me clear up something for those who may not know. When I say short Hispanic, I'm not racist. I'm teasing Gil. So in case you don't know, Gil was a high school superstar point guard valedictorian for Wheatley High School in 1983. So if anybody's watching this and you don't know everybody's here, no offense. I hope nobody took offense to that.
I just want to say, it looks like they got to do some legal things to make it official, though, because people gonna keep trying it. Adonis, how you doing? Do you have a comment on they trying to say transgenders should be able to come into the WNBA? Do you have a comment on that?
I honestly don't see how it became such a controversial issue, because it just seems like it's always been that way. The men play with the men, the women play with the women, and it keeps obviously it keeps the competition fair. But we live in 2026 where everything seems to be a what if, or everybody kind of sees things differently. But definitely, yeah, it was never that complicated to me. It might sell a few tickets in the beginning, because of the controversy. But ultimately, I don't think it's something that the majority want to see.
I agree with you, but I still say they got to make it official. Okay, Jeff, you wanted to talk about who's going to be the top teams. I already picked Minnesota. Go ahead, Jeff.
Okay. All right. Okay, real big. Come back to that real quick. This stems from Brittany Griner. This really stems from Brittany Griner. A lot of people really truly believe that she's a man. They really truly believe that she's a man, especially when she went over to Russia and to that prison in Russia, and she was in a prison with men. Why was she in a prison with men? Why would they put her in a prison with men? So they obviously classified her as a man. So that's where this is coming from. So they're saying is that she's getting away with playing in a league with women when she's a man. That's where all this is coming from. So they think, well, if she can get away with it, then I can get away with it. So Enes Kanter say, well, I want to come play in the WNBA. And now Ross White used to play for the Rockets when he got drafted. Ross White, now he's somebody coming to the WNBA. He wants to come play. That's where all this is coming from. They think, well,
I disagree with Brittany Griner. First of all, she's never totally been classified as a man. She's been classified as a woman who has, I guess, some male parts to her, let's say, but and she really is not taking advantage of a situation where she's overburdening or she's so much better than everybody else. She's basically not the best player in the WNBA
anymore.
And it never has been.
You know, well, she was the top 3 or 4 at one time. She's a
and they were giving her an advantage. Being 6'8", 6'9", how many 6'8", 6'9" girls in the
doesn't
WNBA?
matter. Did she have to apologize for that?
She was getting an advantage.
She was the same way in college too. So where's the problem?
And at Nimitz High School,
everything.
All right. With that being said, who's your MVP? Because it's not a slam dunk anymore. At one point, it was Asia Wilson, and then she missed a few games. But Olivia Miles is coming alive. I mean, she's really bringing her game over the second half of the season. With 5 or 6 games left in the season, she's coming alive. And then Mitchell for Indiana, she's playing some ball. So that now that's a three-woman race now for MVP. So with that being said, Darryl General, who you got as your MVP of the WNBA right now if the season ended today?
I think that Kelsey Mitchell and even Olivia Miles might end up getting double honors Rookie of the Year and MVP.
Okay. What about you, Phil? What you think? MVP. Who's your MVP?
It's always been Olivia Miles, but I still think even though she missed a few games, that's not going to stop Asia Wilson from not getting it again because she plays domination on both ends of the court. Olivia is not a defensive liability, but she's not somebody you go and say, hey, stop that guard. Because to be honest, Mitchell lit her up not long ago, but although Minnesota won, so she got a little way to go. But no matter, she's still probably the person I'm most happy about because I knew about her a while back and kept telling you guys about it, and she's lived up to every aspect and exceeded that. So, yeah, it'll probably still go to Asia, but I wouldn't have a problem with Olivia winning it and Mitchell either because, like I said earlier, I got a few flack comments about it when I said that, Clark is the 3rd best player on the team behind Boston and Mitchell, but any combination, all 3 are needed for them to win, and they need a lot of help to win it, but they're close. But Mitchell is still the spark plug, I think. But of course, Clark can play for me any day. She's a great assist. She can score, but those long jumpers are not necessary all the time, and she's not physical enough to me right now to handle a lot of it. But the WNBA is way more physical than people give it credit.
G Rod, who you got? Who's your MVP, G?
And I like the big girl, man, 6'4". She just even though I'm with Olivia, I love her, but it's gonna come down to the playoffs and who wins it all. And I think in the end, big 6'4", left-handed, man, just she's tough. So
She's smooth. She's smooth.
I agree with Asia Wilson is going to win it again. I think across
26
the board,
points, 10 rebounds. That's outstanding. Outstanding.
That's some crazy.
The race for number
but there's
one.
no question who's Rookie of the Year. Now, let's get
ain't no question about that.
Yeah,
and I can't disagree with Asia Wilson either. I just think that this would be her 3rd in a row, 4th in a row.
I think it's her 4th in a row.
Yeah, so I'm saying that they might do it just like we see in the NBA,
Right.
just because when Jordan was playing, Jordan could have got it
Yeah,
every year,
yeah.
and a lot of times LeBron could have got it.
Yeah.
Her numbers are too good, man. You can do
Yeah,
all
but
that.
even if she doesn't, it wouldn't be a crime for the other two people that's involved.
Right.
They played extremely hard and well enough, and in most years they would have anyway. So, but that he's right. They may do the it's your turn type of thing and then bring it back to her again. Jokic the same way. Jokic is right now could have gotten it almost every time.
That's true. That's a
Speaking
bad
of the
boy.
NBA, who do y'all think, or what do you think is the legacy of Russell Westbrook? We heard that he is retired. What is going to be his legacy?
A high flying guard, high level of athletic ability, didn't always play up to his with a high basketball IQ, but a highly athletic guard who plays with heart and determination, gives you 100% always. But like I say, didn't always play with a high basketball IQ.
So are you surprised that the Rockets did not sign him for the league minimum?
I mean, last summer or this summer?
This summer.
Because remember, they supposed to have been signing him last summer as well. But no, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. No, because what I'm hearing is that they say he's hard to coach. That's what I'm hearing. He's hard to coach. He's hard to coach. That's what I'm hearing from this last 2 or 3 teams. He is hard to coach. So
I could see that when he was on Denver, he wouldn't stay on the bench. He had to get up and was up at the sidelines every time. You know, I could see that, but you know, that's something you may have to deal with if you have a good player. But he also had a good, I believe, a good time in Sacramento. At least it looked like it. He made them competitive, but maybe his time has ran out. I don't know. Talking about time, and, who can say when it's time to leave? Chris Paul said it was time to leave finally, and Russell Westbrook. It's good to leave when it's at least your time and not get pushed out.
Well, he's a member of the 75th anniversary team, 9 all NBA teams, 2 first-team selections, 5 second team, 2 third teams, won 2 All-Stars, a game MVP, 2 scoring titles, led the league in assists 3 times, and he's one of only 3 players along with Oscar Robertson and some other players to have all those triple doubles in the way that he had them. So, I mean, it's a lot to say for a man that played that long. I mean, he's 14th on all time on the scoring list, 5th in assists. I mean, let's say him and LeBron, the only 2 players that have 25,000 points and 10,000 assists. I mean, that's a hell of a resume.
Very deep. Yeah, very deep.
Yeah, he's definitely first vote, first ballot, Hall of Fame. The one thing the 2 things that we can do without, that can't be avoided here is he did everything Philip Green. Thank you for all those stats. But he doesn't have a ring. Okay, so he did all that and doesn't have a ring, and now we don't have to look at his wardrobe. Okay, that's it.
but neither does Karl Malone and Charles Barkley and Dominique Wilkins. It's a lot of great players never won a ring.
There is. He just has the numbers that just are spectacular, and he doesn't have a ring. And that even though he's got first ballot Hall of Fame, that is a stigma that will ride with you for the remainder of your life. You don't have a ring. And Shaq reminds Barkley of that.
James Harden.
Yeah.
Still playing, trying to get it.
Yeah.
So guys, have the Philadelphia 76ers closed the gap on the New York Knicks? I believe they have. I believe they may have surpassed them. We have to see. But what you think about that, Jeff?
I got Philly at top of my list. If they're healthy, if that team is healthy, LeBron is healthy, Embiid, because Embiid, he's in and out. So it's you have a lot of factors here. But if that team is healthy, that team is the best team in the East. If they're healthy, so that's a big
I believe it's a lot of changes went around. DeMar DeRozan is still out there. There's a lot of different changes going around. People have moved around a little bit, but the solid teams like the Knicks, are still there, and they built chemistry, and chemistry wins ball games. You have to have chemistry. I go back to when the Detroit Pistons beat the superstar Laker team and beat them in 4-0. So chemistry wins ball games, and it's very important. And until somebody can match that chemistry that the Knicks have, I still have to give them the advantage.
Don't forget about the Heat. The Heat picked up Giannis, so don't forget about the Heat. They're gonna be good too now.
They still got to build chemistry. They still got to build. You got talent, but you got to build chemistry. Yeah, who knows? Giannis and Bam might not get along with each other. Might be fighting. We don't know.
They still got to build a team around.
I'm about to say, who else is on? Who else is on the Heat?
Say they.
Who else is on? Who else is on the Heat? Giannis can't do it by himself.
Well, he got Alabama. The guy scored 8
but after that,
he's an all-star. Bam,
after that.
What's the starting five?
But he said, who else did that?
What's the starting five?
I believe the starting five is Davion Mitchell, whoever they have at big guard.
Okay.
Who I don't know.
Oh, I forgot about whoever.
Because they don't have Norman.
What was his
name? Norman something.
Yeah,
they don't have
somebody. Yeah. Whoever, somebody.
No.
And that guy gonna play with Bam and Giannis and be there.
Yeah,
Even Vegas says
UCLA.
Even Vegas says that New York right now are a better favorite than Philly. I'm just not a true believer in Philly yet. I do believe that they have a team, and I believe that they'll be up there. I'm not sure that they're going to come out the East.
I agree with that. I totally agree. But Jeff, you mentioned about the Kevin Durant. Do you believe that they've had a good summer, the Rockets?
Okay, right before we talk about that, what about the teams in the West? Has anyone closed the gap in on the Western Conference champions, Spurs? Who do you guys think have closed the gap on the Spurs in the West? Let's go with that, then we'll come over to that.
Well, Oklahoma's going to be there. Oklahoma's going to be there.
Okay.
San Antonio's tough, man. They're young, they're hungry, and that big boy is going to be better next year. So I don't know if there's anybody else that is going to compete with them in a 7-game series other than maybe Oklahoma, because they're young too. So it's going to be Oklahoma and San Antonio again out west, and it's going to be on the east. It's going to be New York and Philadelphia. Really, I know a lot of people are talking about LeBron this and LeBron that. And yeah, he's going to bring a lot of experience, but the two young guards are was impressive to me. Maxey and that kid from Baylor. Yeah, that boy there is going to be a superstar. He got a lot of stuff with him. So it's going to be interesting, but I don't think anybody other than San Antonio and Oklahoma are going to make any noise out west. Somebody else can correct me. I just don't see it.
All right, real quick. What about Denver? I mean, you have Jokic, the best player in the NBA. So you don't think they can compete?
It's been proven he doesn't. He got to have more help than what he had. Because Minnesota's had that number the last couple of years, and he doesn't have enough by himself. He needs to have a little bit more help. And the Rockets, I believe, have a better chance than Denver at this particular time.
Okay. What about Minnesota picking up Ball, the ball guy, the boy from Charlotte, your boy you like so much?
But they lost Naz Reid, and they lost, some of the other players that they had. That was a big loss that they had, losing Naz Reid.
So you don't think they're a better team?
I don't think they're necessarily a better team unless you come up with somebody to replace Naz Reid.
What do you guys think about Dallas Mavericks with Cooper Flagg going into his second year being a better player, and then Kyrie Irving coming back from injury? What do you guys think about that?
That remains to be seen. That remains to be seen what they can do. They were a 20-win team last year, 25. Yeah. So
was Boston when they got Larry Bird. I'm just saying, you can turn it around. It can be done.
Yeah, it can be done. Are you saying Cooper Flagg is a Larry Bird?
I'm saying it can be done. I didn't say Larry Bird.
It can't be done. But Cooper Flagg is not Larry Bird yet.
I'm just saying. Remember, Larry Bird played 4-5 years in college ball. Cooper Flag played 1 year.
Exactly.
Come on, man.
Exactly.
You don't know what Cooper Flag gonna be in 3 years.
Yeah, okay,
We
but
are
he's
true on that.
not Larry
That is
Bird.
true.
He's not even a pigeon, a parrot. He's
But
not
how
even in
good
the
was Larry
bird.
Bird at age 20?
At when? Larry Bird was great in 1979, son. Come on, now
I'm not
stop.
saying, but how good? This guy played 1 year. Larry Bird played 4 years. So
And
yeah,
Okay,
he's
so
going to be
we
playing
can't
more.
say he's going to be at the point where he can help turn around the team. He needs
We don't
other
know
players
that.
to help him.
Well, they
He's
started
not-
out right by drafting Maurice Johnson from Michigan, and that dude there is a beast. And
Exactly.
I'll go on record and say Cooper Flag is one of a kind. He's shown it to me.
Okay.
I think he
Well, that was
does
great.
need help, and he does,
Well-
and he's going to get it because they're going to be consistently bad for a little while, and he's going to consistently get better. I think by the time his rookie contract plays out, they'll be a playoff team, and they'll be making some noise in the West. Not right now, though. Of course, like
Exactly.
Philip, you're right.
Excellent point.
He's gonna get
Excellent
better.
point. But Phil,
He's
how
not
about a
Bird.
word from my sponsor? How about a word from my sponsor?
Oh, you mean
I
a
was just
sponsor
going to
that's
talk about that. Go
always
ahead,
reliable
Phil.
and that you can count on? A-Rocket Moving and Storage. Come on, man. Who on here having move? Moving is personal, stressful, overwhelming, and you need a familiar foe, a familiar team, a familiar group of people, and a company that's been around since 1959, established by Arlene and Herbert Sam, and is now currently being run by DeAndre Sam, their son. A-Rocket Moving and Storage can do everything. We do commercial, residential, we do intrastate, interstate, and it is the biggest, littlest moving company in the state of Texas and in the country. We can locate it in 3rd Ward, in the heart of 3rd Ward. 3401 Quarter Street. We have 2 warehouses, and give us a call, 713-748-6024. And ask for DeAndre Sam or Philip Green. We may be able to work out a discount for you. We have very many corporate clients, Rice University, Texas Southern, Baker Botts, where Darryl General works, who gives us lots of business, and the Internal Revenue, where Jeffrey retired from, who gave us lots of business, and from Baruti Carl Alexander, who was a residential move for his daughter, who was super happy about it, and all the schools. We did a lot of work over at Wheatley High School, where Mr. Gil Rodriguez graduated from, and they know us. HISD is one of our biggest clients. So give us a call. We can do it all for you. We have storage, climate control. We have materials to take care of your items, wardrobe boxes. We have special items to package your dishware, your clothes, your furniture, all that good stuff. We have well-trained men and women who can come out and service you for our pleasure and our opportunity to make the customer number one. A-Rocket Moving and Storage, 713-748-6024, located at 3401 Quarter in the heart of 3rd Ward, Houston, Texas.
Powerful.
Good.
Dennis, let us hear about Diversity Clothing.
So Diversity Clothing is the top creative brand representing Houston, Texas. The designing is done by a local. Is made to be something that you want to be able to represent the city with, or be able to put in your suitcase when you go abroad, when you're traveling abroad, letting everybody know where you're from and what Houston has to offer as a diverse city. So diversityclothingcompany.com. We are local. We are also online. Follow the Instagram page. Take a look at some of the new items that are on there on the website. We have the Texan stuff that is coming out, and also we have our yearly items that we put out toward the end of the year during the holiday season and all of that. So definitely check it out. It's always going to look unique. It's always going to look fresh. It's always going to leave an impression. Diversity Clothing Company.
Well, thank you
Right,
very
sounds
much.
good.
And going back to what we were talking about, Kevin Durant, what you think about that, Jeff?
Okay, outstanding, Carl. Thanks for coming back to that point, Carl. What I wanted to do is I wanted to ask the panel. I want you guys to know what grade would you give the Rockets at this point, their off season? I know they didn't do a whole lot. But you have to understand the hand they were dealt. They really didn't have a whole lot of options available to them because they had no 1st round pick. They had all they had was a 2nd round pick. They had no cap space because they was capped out with the Durant trade. So they had a very little ability to be able to improve as far as windows of opportunity. So, but with that said, I think they did the best they could given the hand that they were dealt this offseason. So with that being said, Phil, how would you rate their offseason?
Probably about a B minus. I mean, the kid they drafted out of Ohio State, I went to the Summer League games in Vegas this year, saw a couple games. I like him a lot. I can't see him sitting on the bench all year. He may get 10, 15 minutes a game, but they're going to be productive because he can get to the basket, he can shoot, he can play defense, he's hard, he's built, and he's a little different type of rookie. I don't think he's going to be intimidated as much by the game as some people might. But they got the same coaching staff. I don't think they lost anybody there. Same front office, same everything. So if you can improve in year 2 with pretty much everything the same with a few pieces tweaked and staying healthy, I could see you being no later than anywhere between 4 and 6 in the Western Conference when it's all said and done, and just competitive. That's a tough conference to win in.
Excellent. Outstanding observation, because I agree with about 90% of what you said. Darryl, what's your point on this? What's your view on this?
I'm gonna give him an I, incomplete.
No.
I have to see it on the court. I don't disagree with anything that Phil says, but I've also seen these guys go to the summer camp and go for 40 a night, and under the big lights. I'm not saying this kid's gonna do the same thing. I'm just saying I need to see it on my plate. I can't just walk in the kitchen and see the raw chicken and say it's gonna taste good. I gotta taste it. I gotta do it. However, keeping in mind, I am a Rockets fan. I am rooting for them at all times. Put your head up, raise your head up, Gil. I'm rooting for them at all times, and I hope the best for them. I hope that getting Van Vliet back, Adams will complete and fill in some of those holes that we were missing. I hope that Jabari and the twin that they continue to step up. Even Davidson, we got rid of him. Phil, that was an example I was going to use as someone who cut up when he went down to G League or went to the summer. But for some reason, I always thought he should play last year, and now he's not on the team anymore. So I'm giving him an eye, but I got my knife and fork ready, and when the season starts, I'll be right there to consume.
You know, you sure had a lot to say for a guy that gave him an eye. Carl, what's your grade? What's your grade, Carl?
I give him a B, just a regular B, because they picked up Marcus Smart, and I thought that was a very good move. Picking up Marcus Smart, and then we expected Van Fleet to come back healthy, and then you know the Marcus Thornton picking him up. So they took care of their biggest weakness, which is the guard play, and so they didn't were short on being able to shoot. You had Durant, you had Jabari Smith, you had players who could shoot, who could score. Scoring wasn't a problem. It was a cohesive chemistry offense, putting it together. Too many errors, too many turnovers, and not playing together. And if they can bridge those gaps, I can see them making some noise in the playoffs, which they can do. And I think, you know, they can beat Oklahoma City. They can beat San Antonio on occasion. They can beat them. I'm not saying they'll beat them in a 7-game series, but it's possible if everything goes right with chemistry.
Adonis, what's your opinion?
I agree with pretty much what everybody just said. So I feel that the year before last year, that team could beat anybody. I don't care who it was. You know, they had the confidence brewing. But the only teams that they wouldn't be able to beat that I felt they couldn't beat were the legacy teams. The Steph Curry and the Warriors and LeBron and the Lakers. And sadly, those are the two teams that they've pulled both seasons. And those, to me, those teams are a little too smart for those young guys because of their experience and been in the playoffs, won championships, and so forth. But anybody else in the West, even I felt the Rockets had a better chance against the Spurs than they did against the LeBron Lakers team last year. Because I feel like they matched their IQ was more even when it comes to that. But what I'm looking for this season is I'm looking for the Rockets to kind of hit the reset button, settle down, you know, get back to that confidence that you had the year before the Durant burner rumors and all that stuff. that kind of interfered. I do feel like not having a point guard last year kind of hurt their confidence because now Alperen Sengun didn't look like himself because there was no point guard running the offense, distributing the ball. So all of those guys look like they digressed. Now you like Carl mentioned, you bring in Marcus Smart, you got Van Vliet back, so you're gonna have you got the rookie, so you got guys that are gonna be running the team now. You get to come back fresh this year, so I'm looking for them to rejoin the elites of the West. LeBron isn't in the West anymore; he's in the East. I don't think the Warriors will even be there. So this year, to me, that's not really many excuses. Like you gotta get in there and you gotta put the work in. You gotta get your confidence back, and you gotta let everybody see that you're right there with the Spurs, like you should be.
Okay. All
I
right. Now let
totally
me go ahead
agree
and
with
give my opinion, Carl. Everybody giving their opinion on this. My
Okay.
opinion is this here.
We're
I
running
give the
low on
Rockets a B
time.
plus. Excuse me?
We're running low on time, but go ahead.
Okay, real quick. I give the Rockets a B plus. I like what they did, given the hand they were dealt. I like the Bruce Thornton pickup. I even like the Cordura Copeland. They signed him right after the draft. I think that was a good pickup. I like that. I also like picking up Boban. I like that. And I also like them picking up Marcus Smart. I think that was a good move. So with those moves there, and then getting Van Fleet back, and then getting back a healthy Steven Adams, I think the Rockets are a better team than they were last year. It just comes down to, can they stay healthy?
Hey guys, did anybody see the Texans and the Chargers yesterday? And what did y'all think? I think the not having a fourth quarterback when the third quarterback got hurt, I think, just for training camp, you need to have somebody. They should have, even the boy from Prairie View, they could have had out there. But what happened was, hey, the boy got hurt, the third quarterback got hurt, and they had to throw my man Davis Mills back out there. And, he was not playing up to his ability because he didn't want to, extend himself. I can understand that, but I think they should have had a fourth quarterback out there. But hey, Daryl? Did you see the game?
Yeah, I actually watched it on the plane coming back home late last night, and I mean it was backups, so I'm not gonna put too much stock into it. I'm waiting to see, the starters in the third or fourth game or whenever they decide to play them. There are a lot of questions with this team. Again, I'm a homer, so I'll be pulling for them, especially over that team up 45. I never root for them. But I think we're gonna do good. We are the favorite to win the South. Even with all the questions around CJ because of our great defense. So I'll continue to watch, and I'm definitely pulling for the Texans.
That's another eye. Go ahead.
Adonis, what you think?
Saw some of the preseason game. Like I said, I didn't take much from it. I told myself before I started watching it, don't get too into it because this ain't what it's going to be. Just trying to see how some of the guys see who might have a chance of making the team or whatnot. But as far as the season goes, this is rarefied territory. They got the Texans predicted to go 13-3. 13-3 may be good enough to be at the top of the AFC to get a first round bye, which is something that they have not had and has shown in previous years with those Patriots teams, Chiefs teams. The team that has the first round bye has that inside road to the Super Bowl. And here, this is football country, but Dallas hasn't done it since the mid-90s, and the Texans have never done it. So, to me, if the Texans just sniff a Super Bowl appearance, that is massive for the state of Texas, and we know how the state of Texas feels about football.
Totally true.
Super Bowl champs, what's he doing? My goodness. Okay, go ahead.
All right.
That was a while ago, Gil. That was a while ago. We talking about the Cowboys?
Absolutely. There's only one team that matters. The Dallas Cowboys.
That was back in the days of Troy Aikman,
Can
was it
I
not?
say something? Can I say something right quick?
Yes, sir.
Can I say something right quick?
Go ahead.
The Dallas Cowboys, the most valuable franchise in the world. I actually think Jerry Jones is the greatest owner of all time. I don't think people realize that. But I will say this. Texans are so into football that if the Dallas Cowboys have not won since the mid-90s and the Texans do, don't be surprised you got a lot of people jump ship. And I'll leave it at that.
I can see that. I can totally see that. That would be a big thing. There's another big game coming in September 6th that I'm going to myself. This is TSU and Prairie View. TSU has lost some of their luster because they're not playing in the stadium, in the soccer stadium anymore. The game against Prairie View is down in Prairie View this year. But Prairie View won the conference last year. TSU has not won. So I'm looking for Prairie View again to win. Jeff, you have a comment about TSU and Prairie View?
Yeah, well, TSU have lost to PVU, 10 of the last 11 times.
What happened last year?
Huh?
What happened last year?
Huh?
What happened last year?
Oh, no. PV has beaten TSU 10 of the last 11 times.
I just asked you a question.
And what I'm asking is, and what I want to add to that is, it's going to be 11 out of the last 12 times because they're going to beat them again in September. I got PV winning that game 27-19, so I got PV by 8.
And what happened last year, Jeff?
And we're not going to get into that.
You're not going to get into it. Okay, I get it. We're gonna beat that ass. Okay. And it's just simple as that. And we're gonna send them back home. We're gonna send them home crying. We're gonna send them home crying. We're gonna send them home crying. Go right back over here to Cleburne, over to the CUNY home. Send them home crying. They can't mess with PVU, man. That purple and gold is too powerful, my brother.
Jeff, the correct answer would have been Prairie View went to the
celebration
game. That would have been the
I know, but I'm just, I ain't gonna get into all that. What I'm trying to say is,
get into it was a simple.
Because we won the division, so we already know that.
I don't have an allegiance to either school, so I can ask that question.
But what I'm trying to say is, TSU is going to lose again. So
I already realized this panel is pro Prairie View. That's a no-brainer. But at the same time, we all grew up in Third Ward. We all participated in TSU summer program. We all know how that stuff go. I know I did. So all I asked was what happened last year. I know Prairie View has had their run. Each team has had their run in the series. I've been to so many Prairie View TSU games. I feel so bad TSU don't have a stadium to play in. I refuse to go watch them play in a high school stadium. I did that 7 years ago when they played all their games at Delmore. So Prairie View, in my opinion, started their reign when Charles McClellan got there and brought them up in a lot of areas. Then he leaves Prairie View and goes to TSU and raises their game. So therefore, I have a respect for both schools. And all I was asking was, what happened last year? Sometimes you get to pass, you condemn to repeat it. You can talk about what's happening in the future, but the only time that counts is now. If they win, fine. If they lose, fine. I just asked a simple question, what happened last year? He ran right over it like a train over a penny.
I don't remember who won between those two teams last year. I'll be honest with you. All I know is we won the division. That's the only thing that matters. We won the championship.
And I'm with that. I watched the game too. I watched them get robbed. But you still didn't answer my question.
But I'll be honest with you, I don't remember who won that game.
It was a good game. I've been to lots of them games. I've seen both of them get blown out. I've seen both of them come back and win some dramatic games. I enjoy it. I love the halftime. I love the atmosphere. And typically, I know more people from TSU than Prairie View, but I know a lot of people at Prairie View because they're all from Houston and Third Ward.
Yeah, and I tried to get into. I actually applied to TSU. I'm not gonna lie, but when I applied, they said my GPA was way too high, so I had to.
Oh man!
You're right. Okay, got it.
Have y'all seen that? Even though they don't have a stadium, that TSU is playing Southern at Reliance Stadium.
Now
I didn't see that.
For homecoming. That's their homecoming.
I beat that one.
And Southern University is going to fill up the stadium because they travel very well. So there'll be way more people, way more Southern people from Baton Rouge than there will be TSU folk. Unfortunately,
I'm a band head, so I have to attend. The Human Jukebox versus the Ocean of Soul.
Yeah.
The Ocean of Soul. What did he say?
The Human Jukebox versus the Ocean of Soul, talking about the two bands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to go down to the September 6th game in Prairie View, and I'm going to check it out. And I actually graduated from Texas Southern, but I went to Prairie View and pledged at Prairie View. So I'm going to go on both sides. I'm going to cheer for TSU, then I'm going to cheer for Prairie View, then I'm going to go back to TSU, and we'll see what's going to happen. Jeff, you're perplexed.
Oh, no, I'm okay. I'm cool.
Hey. Okay, either way. Well, guys, we are toward the end of our show. This has been a good 74th episode. Tomorrow, we have our interview with Ralph Cooper at his studio. We're going to go there, and we're going to interview him on sports history. We're also going to talk about my book and other things. We're going Adonis, we're going to talk about his brand, Diversity Clothing, and we're going to have a good time talking with Ralph Cooper. And if there's any sports history questions that you would like to ask, let one of us know, let me or Jeff know, so we can bring that up also. Things dealing with sports history. You know, Ralph Cooper he's been out there, maybe 50 years, Phil?
At least.
At least
50 years.
More than that.
And he's been at the heart of all sports. Way back in the day, back when TSU played at Jefferson Stadium, when it was called Jefferson Stadium, he was there. He was at the first Super Bowl at Rice Stadium between the Miami Dolphins and the
first Super Bowl
Vikings.
in Houston, Jeff, called the first Super Bowl in Houston.
First Super Bowl in Houston.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Yes, he was there. I was there too as a 14, 15-year-old selling peanuts. So I was back in that day. I'm dating myself, but yes, I was back at that Super Bowl back in the day. So I've been around with Ralph a long time, and we're going to have a good time tomorrow. And again, if you have any questions, let me and Jeff know so we can bring those up. I thank you all. Any last words, Jeff?
Our sports show with Ralph tomorrow, our sports show. They call them have a show early on, but then the sports show itself starts at 11:30 with Ralph. So if you guys want to join in, please listen. Okay.
It'll be a different format. We're going to do a live camera person, but we will have streaming. I'll have my streaming tablet, and so I'll be able to access Zoom. And so if you want to check in at that time, you can check in. But I'll probably be busy at the same time dealing with interviews, but I'll get back to your questions or get back to your communication. So if there's nothing else.
One more thing, Carl. I just want to make sure, just so Jeff know, I didn't mean nothing about it, but Fred, you won the game last year. It wasn't a big deal. They won.
I didn't remember the outcome of that game.
I know you didn't. That's why I was messing with you.
I just know we won the championship. I didn't remember the outcome of that game.
We won it on the last play of the game, Jeff.
Exactly.
We won on the last play of the game.
Did I give a clue? I say I've watched exciting games, last second wins. Yeah. I was trying to walk him into it, but
he wouldn't.
Yeah, I remember this.
You see what I did there, Daryl? Walk him into. Okay.
All right, guys. Well, thank you all very much. And of course, I'll send you a video right after we finish. And we look forward to next week. This is our 74th episode. Our next one will be 75. That is the century mark. And we are looking forward to getting to 100, 200, and continuing on. As long as it's Friday, every other Friday, we're going to be talking sports. We thank you, and we look forward, and we want to get bigger and better every week, and we're going to continue on. So we thank you. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
All right.
Take care, fellas.
All right, guys. Appreciate y'all.